guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Blessing, but I go by Baby Monogis on social media. If you're new here, welcome. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys things that I've learned in my 20s. Every single step that I've taken in my journey has brought me to where I am today, and honestly, I don't have any regrets. My life isn't perfect. I'm grateful for the journey. I'm grateful for how far God has taken me. I am grateful for where God has brought me. I am grateful for all the opportunities that I've had. That's actually molded me, shaped me, and made me the person that I am today. So no regrets, guys. So if you want to find out some of these things, then let's get straight into this video. Lesson number one is it's okay to not have everything figured out. Life is a journey. It's okay to embrace the uncertainty. It's okay to take one step at a time. I know in our young adulthood, we're like, we want to have things figured out. Everybody's doing something, so we feel that internal pressure to also get something done. I, for one, in my own personal experience, I was always putting so much pressure on myself because I felt like I didn't want to get left behind. My mates, my age group, people are doing stuff and I also want to do stuff. So I always wanted to have control. I wanted to know what the next steps are. I always wanted to like meet up my goals, my expectations, and things that I've planned for myself. And so when things aren't going the way that I want them to, Lord, I'm falling behind, I can't catch up, this thing is happening to that person, this isn't happening for me. But self-reflecting now, I feel like there's so many things that I beat myself up for back then that now I'll just give on the shoulder, like, it's okay. It's okay to not have everything figured out. All right, guys, so the next lesson that I have here for you guys is your mental health is as important as your physical health. Do not take that for granted. Do not overlook how you feel. It's okay to seek help when you need it. People can't get to be judgmental, or they be like, oh, you don't have any problem, that's not that deep. Do not let anyone dismiss how you feel about your mental health. If you feel like you need help, guys, get help. There have been a lot of like negative connotations about therapy, but I'm here to tell you guys that therapy helps. Sharing your experiences or you're sharing your problems, share it with the right people. Some people are there to listen to you, but they don't have the best intentions for you. Some people just want to know your business. They just want to know what you have going on. That way they can speak about it to other people and gossip about it. So be mindful of who you share your problems with. You share your problems with people that you know genuinely cares about you, and they are genuinely going to give you advice, or even if they don't have any advice to give you, they're just gonna give you that listening ear. Lesson number 3, guys. I cannot stress this enough. Comparison is the thief of all joy. Repeat after me, guys. Comparison is the thief of all joy. I know I'm talking about things that I wish I knew in my 20s, but guys, this also applies to today. This applies to this day and age. Do not allow yourself to be distracted by the noise. Do not allow yourself to be distracted by what is happening for other people. Do not allow yourself to be weighed down and depressed looking at what other people got going on and you're like, I got nothing going for me. Let me tell you what the Bible says about comparison. 1 Corinthians 10 verse 12. We dare not class ourselves or compare ourselves with those who commend themselves, but they, measuring themselves by themselves and comparing themselves amongst themselves, are not wise. I did not say this, guys. The Bible said it. This is God's word. If you're comparing yourself, you're comparing your journey with other people's journey, you are not being wise. God has a purpose for each and every one of us. So when you forget about what God has called you to do and you're focused on what the other person is doing, or you're focused on their journey, or you're comparing yourself to that person, you are doing yourself a huge disservice. The lesson that I have for you guys is failure is not the end, rather it's a stepping stone to growth. I would beat myself up so bad when I fail in anything. Back then in school, in the university, in my academics, I always wanted to be on top of my class. I always wanted to excel in everything. I always wanted to be the best. I'm not saying my life is perfect, but everything that I've tried to do in my young adulthood, God has really seen me through and given me victory and helped me to succeed. So I just didn't know how to deal with failure. I took my prerequisites and then of course I got admission at one of the colleges here in Houston. I'm not going to mention the name. I was in my 3rd semester. I just had one more semester to go when I when I failed and I got kicked out. This story that I'm sharing with you guys, aside from my close family and friends, I've never really shared with other people. Some people didn't even know. Some people don't even know to this day. Some people that are like close to me, some close family and friends don't even know. So in my third semester in nursing school, I failed 2 classes. I actually failed med-surg in my second semester. And so my school had this policy whereby if you fail 2 classes, you're gonna get kicked out of the program. So I failed med-surg, and of course I had one more chance. And I was going to do everything within my power not to fail out from the program or not to fail any other class again. But guess what? Third semester, I happened to fail OB, which is actually funny because today I am a labor and delivery nurse. I'm an OB nurse, but that was the class that I failed that kicked me out from my nursing program. Guys, when I tell y'all, I was so devastated. I was at loss for words. I could not wrap my head around what had happened to me. Like, I was this girl that everything was going great. I had a timeline. I was going to graduate. I was going to take my NCLEX. I was going to become a nurse, and everything was going to be perfect. That was my thinking. That was my understanding. But little did I know that God has his plans that was different from the plans that I had for myself. So it took me a great deal to get out of that fog. Initially, of course, I was angry, I was hurt, I was sad. Whenever I would pray to God, I would literally cry and be angry with God for letting this happen to me. Like, why me? Like, God, why would you do this to me? Why would you let me fail? Now I'm going to be embarrassed in front of people. Like, how do I tell people that I am no longer in nursing school? Like, I have completely failed out, like I am a failure. That was something that was really hard for me to deal with. I was working in the hospital as a student nurse intern, and for you to be able to continue with your job, of course, you have to be in nursing school. You have to be a nursing student. And because I had already failed out of nursing school, I've already been kicked out. It would just be a lie continuing working that job. After much thought and much prayer, I did go to my boss at work one day, and I told him, like, I'm so sorry, I apologize, but I have failed out of my nursing program and I've been kicked out, so I know that I can no longer keep this position. I know I can no longer keep this job. So I just want to come up front with you and be honest and just let you guys know what the situation is. And to my greatest surprise, I was expecting him to be like, what? You got kicked out, you're not good enough for our hospital, blah, 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 and all that stuff. But he told me that you didn't even have to tell me. Like, we were not going to find out in any way. You could have just kept your job and keep working as a student nurse and be doing what you're doing. Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna find out. I went to God in prayer, and it took a whole lot for me to bounce back from that failure. I actually didn't even know what I wanted to do with my life at that point. I didn't know if I wanted to move forward, if I wanted to do something else other than nursing, or if I wanted to change careers. I was just in a state of like, I don't know what to do. But God revealed to me that I would have to go back to school and start all over again. Guys, can you imagine what it meant to go back and start college all over again? Mind you, this is the third time that I'm going to college. When I was in Nigeria, I was studying industrial chemistry. So I came here to the US, and now I was trying to switch into nursing. And now I have spent a good 3 years going to nursing school, and now I have to go back and start all over again. Like, I was just tired. I was just overwhelmed with starting all over again. I was just tired of going to school. I wanted to reap the fruit of my labor. I wanted to reap the fruit of my hard work. Like, I don't want to keep going to school year after year and year after year. I was just over it. But yes, I listened and I obeyed God, and I went back to nursing school. Luckily for me, I got accepted into an accelerated program, which was 12 months. And that was like the hardest 12 months of my life, guys. It was intense. God did it. I graduated from school at the appointed time. I took my NCLEX once, and I am a nurse today. And guess what? I'm a labor and delivery nurse, okay? God did it. It's okay to fail. Failure is not the end of the road. Sometimes something better is coming. It's okay to cry if you feel like crying. It's okay to vent. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to be sad. Those feelings are valid. If anyone try to make you feel like those are not valid, they're not telling you the truth. Those emotions are valid, but don't let yourself stay in that state for a long time. Don't beat yourself up for a long time. You can beat yourself up for a little bit, but don't beat yourself up for a long time, and don't allow yourself to just let that failure define you. Lesson number 5, guys, is surround yourself with people that inspire and motivate you to be your best self. Quality friends, guys, are invaluable. Surround yourself with people that lift you up and inspire you. If you have any friends that are always talking negative about other people, or are always bringing gossip to your ears, or always saying things that are not in alignment with your goals or with your purpose, cut them off. Find yourself good people that are going to support you, that are going to uplift you. And also, don't let that friendship be all about you. You also have to give as you receive. Don't just be the one receiving all the time. Also, make yourself available to those friends, to those invaluable friends, those quality friends that you have, that you know, these are my ride or die, they're going to be here for me no matter the weather. You also be their ride or die. You also be a good friend to those people, because it has to be what? Reciprocal. Don't be the only one taking all the time. Lesson number 6 that I have for you guys is invest in yourself. Invest in your education. If you need to go to school for a career path, guys, invest in that education. That is really important. That's going to serve you on the long run. Invest in your experiences. For me, I'd rather spend my money traveling to Rome, to Italy, to go, experience other people's culture, to experience, life, than to spend that same money and buy myself a new car. Lesson number 7 is practice gratitude daily. Cultivating an attitude of gratitude can transform your outlook on life and can bring you more joy and fulfillment in anything that you do. The Bible tells us in the book of 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 18, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. Be grateful for where you are in life. Even if things are not perfect, even if things are not going the way that you want them to go, even if things is happening for your neighbor and it's not happening for you, be grateful for your journey. Be grateful for where you are. What you're upset about today, what you're complaining about today could be someone else's prayer point. If someone gives you something, thank them. You know the sacrifices that they made to be able to provide that thing for you. Be grateful. Lesson number 8, guys. Trust your intuition. Listen to that inner voice that is guiding you. Even if it goes against your conventional wisdom that you think you have, listen to your intuition. As a young girl, I would always seek advice from other people, even though deep in my heart, like deep down in my heart, like I know what to do. I know the right thing to do. It may come in as if you are giving yourself an advice, but that thought did not come from you. That is God's wisdom that is speaking to you. It's very important to trust your intuition. And if it's something that you're not sure of, like, God, is this you talking to me, or is it that little devil with wings on the other side of my head that is trying to whisper and tell me to do something negative? If you're not sure, the answer is simple. Go to God in prayer. Lesson number 9 is set boundaries and learn to say no. Amongst all these lessons that I've learned in my 20s, guys, this one is very personal to me, and this is something that I am still practicing, I am still learning, and I am still trying to be at that place where I can set concrete boundaries and stick to my nose. Like when I say no, I'm not going to go back and change my mind and say, okay, well, maybe I can just consider this person just for a little bit, and then I change my mind. Set healthy boundaries. Don't be a yes person. Don't be a people pleaser. Don't be I want everybody to be happy with me all the time, and neglect yourself just because you cannot set boundaries, just because you cannot say no, just because you want to please everybody, you want to make everybody happy, even at your own detriment. You will be like, okay, maybe I can just sacrifice for this person. No, don't do that to yourself. I did that in my 20s, the whole of my 20s, leading up to my 29th year on this earth. I have struggled to set healthy boundaries, and I've struggled to say no in situations that I should have said no. And there are times where I've actually said no, but I go back on my word and change and say yes, simply because I just want to please everybody. I just want to make sure everybody's good. You're not Jesus. You're not Jesus. Even Jesus said no to the devil when the devil came to try to tempt him. You're not Jesus. So you cannot solve everybody's problem. And it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. I want you guys to know that your energy and your time are invaluable. So learn to protect that. Don't do things because you're just trying to please people or you're trying to make everybody happy. No, you're not going to be able to make everybody happy. Don't even put that responsibility on yourself. My lesson number 10 is learn to embrace change. Change is the only thing that is constant in life. Life is full of twists and turns, and learning to adapt to change is essential for growth. You can only grow if you change. This is how we evolve as human beings. The way you are 10 years ago is not the way you are today. Things that you prioritized 10 years ago are not the same things that you prioritize today. Why? Because you have changed. Why? Because you have evolved. Have any advice, or if you have similar experiences from what I've shared in this video, let us know in the comment section below. Okay guys, I'm going to end this video here. I would love for you guys to share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you're in your 20s, let us know what you're currently doing in your 20s. If you're in your 30s, share some advice. In your 40s, guys, give us advice. For some of us that are going into our 30s, some of us that are transitioning from being in our 20s to going to our 30s, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.